Hey, this is John from LeadForms here. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to adjust your background color and images in your forms. So to start adjusting your background, go to Design, so right up here, and then make sure this tab here says Design as well. You could potentially be in Steps, Flow, or Metrics. So to actually see the form in real time, which is not to scale, keep that in mind, but to see it in real time, make sure this design toggle is, make sure you're on the design tab, and then scroll down to where you see bottom background color. So let's walk through the color first. Let's say you want this background color to be blue. Simply click on this little color switch, and then you can choose a color blue that you would like. You can also put the code in directly. You can play with the transparency. So this range slider here adjusts the transparency if you need to adjust that. So let's just say we want to go with this color blue here. Um, so I have this selected as blue, and then just hit save. And then if we go and preview the form, as you can see, the background color is now blue. Now in this case, we would probably want to change the font color to be white. So let's just quickly do that because it's kind of annoying to see it as black. So headline font color is actually step headline font color is what we're looking to change here. So we'll change this to be white. That's FFF. You could also drag the little slider up. So as you can see, this is now white. And then I'll just save that. So in some cases, you may not even want a background color. So let's say you're embedding the form onto a page and you already have a background like in the container where you're adding the form. So in this case, what you can do is come back down to bottom background color, and then you'll essentially want to turn the transparency down to 0. So just grab this little switch and pull it all the way down so it is at 0 like that. Oops. Or you can also just type into that field 0. So I'll hit save, and then basically what's happening is inside of the builder, you'll see this gray box, but it's actually a transparent box. So if you were to embed the form on your page, then, and if your page has like a background of like a house or something, the house will show through. So I wonder how this will look in the preview. Let's see. Yep. So you can see that the grayish background is kind of what's showing since the background of the form is transparent. So we walked through how to add a background color, how to make the background of your form transparent. Now let's talk about how to add a picture to the background of your form. So there's a couple things that you need to adjust here. So the first is, let's just go to the bottom background color and we'll clear this out. So when you click clear, I think it defaults to black. So just keep that in mind. You can always change that. So the default here is black. So let's say that you're building a form for, I guess, a roofer or something, like someone who's looking for a roofing quote. So in this case, you probably would want to have a nice picture of a house, or if it's a form for a mortgage broker or something like that. So if we go back to design, and then instead of going to bottom background color, well, you will need to adjust the transparency here, and I'll get to that in a moment. The first thing you'll want to do is upload your picture. So just go here and then click on the drop down and go to upload. So you'll need to have a picture saved somewhere on your computer, and it should be about 975 by 572. I like to use Canva to get my backgrounds and stuff like that. So I already have one saved. I'm just going to drop it onto my desktop, and then it's this one called House. So I'll upload it and then just wait a couple of seconds here. So it's now uploaded to the form, and you can't see it because the background color, the transparency set to 100%. So the first step is to upload your background two lead forms into your dashboard. And the second step is just to make sure that your transparency is turned down. So open up background bottom color and then slide the transparency down to something that kind of starts to show the picture. So let's go with like 30%. Now you could make this like a reddish type of tint. You could kind of play with the color here. You can turn it down 100%, so the whole thing shows through. So in this case, I actually had an overlay set inside of Canva, so that's why it's a bit darker. If you do upload something and then it's hard to see the font, you'll probably want to do something like add like a black color and then like make the transparency like 50 or something like that. But in my case, like I said, I had the overlay set to kind of make the house a bit darker so you can see the font. So that's upload it, the transparency is turned down, and then simply hit save. And then if we go to preview the form, we should see it load up. So there it is. And then you'll definitely want to play with the sizing of the background too, so that way you get it to look right. Again, I love to use Canva for that. If you need any help, feel free to reach out. Thanks.